Ladies and gentlemen, what it do? I am your host, Young Bo Easy, and I would like to welcome you to the show. You are now tuned in to Knicks and Dimes. Alright, man, today, we got a good show, but, man, it comes with a loss. We get to a record of 7-5, if I'm not mistaken now. With a loss to the Bucks, who we just played, I want to say maybe a week ago, slightly over a week ago, if anything. 112 to 100. This was a tough game, man. This was really, really intense, and it was a great game to watch. This isn't one of those losses that I'm particularly too mad about, but at the same time, I am a little bit upset of certain factors that, that happened to make the law that made the loss happen. With that said, I'm just gonna go straight into the stats. You know how we do it. I'm gonna start off with Milwaukee stats. 15, 5, and 8, 1 steal, 2 blocks for Giannis Antetokounmpo. If anybody told you Giannis would have had 15 and 15, the whole game, we would have probably said we won by 20 again. But we lost by double digits. 8, 5, and 2 steals for George Hill. 18, 2, and 6 for Jrue Holiday. 15, 5, and 2 for Grayson Allen. 17 and 5 for Bobby Portis. 23, 9, and 5 for Pat Connaughton. Man, it's just... And on the Knicks side of things, 16, 5, and 1 for Julius Randle. 22 points for Derrick Rose, along with 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a block. 14 points for Alec Burks. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal for Emmanuel Quickly. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block for Obi Toppin. Let's get into it, man. First quarter. For this game, for the last 2 games, actually, I've been complaining about the intensity. I just didn't feel like it was there. I felt like we had to get ourselves in a hole before we could actually show that intensity, and then we actually start balling. From this one, I felt like in first quarter, I'm thinking, all right, the intensity is here. I felt like the intensity was there. It wasn't as intense as we can be, but it was good enough. Especially with the game just starting out, and that's when everybody in a sense is getting warmed up in the middle of the game. But I felt like we just started off and we were kind of like clicking in a way. All right, so but it was like I said, it wasn't the greatest, but good enough. But it looked like we was in a good rhythm with the ball movement. The ball was moving. That's something I always say. Like we look best when the ball is moving, and we was in sync defensively. So defensively we was good. All right. The wall looked great. Like, the wall against Giannis looked phenomenal. I mentioned that wall. We didn't have no Nerlens today, but that wall looked great first quarter. All right? And even the second quarter. I'll tease that one for now. But the only problem with the wall was we had to sacrifice some open threes. It was like a close that gap once he's trying to run into the lane. Once he kicks it out, somebody got to run out there. And, we sacrificed some open threes, and they were able to hit a couple of those. They attempted a lot of threes, but that's something we're also going to get into. We had a few breakdowns in the first quarter with Noara breaking into the paint for a dunk, Connaughton hitting a good shot at the shot clock running down. I feel like some of these shots, man, it's only in MSG, shot clock running down. And it's like, nah, like we playing the greatest defense ever. Knock it down. It was one of those situations. All right, so I didn't really dislike how we played. You know, the quarter was 31-22 in their favor, so we was down 9 points going into the second quarter. I didn't really dislike how we played because that wall was so good against Giannis, and it was just this. We basically were getting beat with the shots that we wanted to get beat with, like the shots we were giving them and saying that's the way we want you to beat us. That's the way they were beating us. Come that first quarter, so I'm not too upset with how we played. The only problem is we just didn't reach that 30-point threshold. That I don't know if the team holds themselves to that standard. I just like to hold us to that standard because I feel like in this league, the way it's getting, you try to aim for at least a couple 30-point quarters. I would like to get every quarter 30 points, but especially that first quarter, just start off with like a bang. 30 points is that threshold that I like to see typically. But it's a defensive game, especially with a team like this. It's very defensive. But you see what it is. Second quarter, man, bench came in, gave that great energy off to start off the second. Quick seems to be out his shell. This is my thoughts during the second quarter. Alright? I'm going to go out and say, for sure now, he's out of his shell. Like, that boy's out of his shell, and it's about damn time. I'm happy to see it, man, and we needed this, alright? There's some other things that need to get fixed up, which we're going to get into later, but we needed this, alright? I think, like, to start the season, that they were, like they came in with the idea, like, when I say they, I mean, like, other teams came in with the idea that they were going to guard him a little differently, put a body on him. So I think he began to realize that and saying, all right, so, while I got the space, I'm going to use my quickness, no pun intended, but, whatever. But, he's got to use his quickness against these guys before they could get a body on them and, get to, the way that he's scoring. So I feel like even when he's going to the paint now and penetrating into the paint, it's much more easier than it looked those first 5 to 10 games because they were bumping him a little more and he was struggling to, pump faking and this, that, and the third. Now he's just using that space, getting by dudes and then getting to his layup or he's kicking it or he's doing whatever he got to do. All right, and then the jump shot is back on, man, and this is what we need. All right. We gave up some offensive boards early second because we were forcing Giannis to play the perimeter. So we had Nerlens guarding him the first time, and this time around was Mitch. So we gave up a lot of offensive boards because we were forcing him to play that perimeter. Our best rebounder is also out there with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just we were losing on offensive boards, and we had one offensive board, I believe, in the first half. They were saying it was really, really bad. And then we got killed on the rebounding, just in general. I believe plus 12 on the rebounding we lost. So that's also a factor. But I felt like other things. That's never a good look, but I think other things also played a factor in this too. All right, but moving on, I think we played good defense the whole time, in my opinion, man. In this first half. Some shots was beginning to fall for them. It just looks much worse when yours don't. So we matched up perfectly with them second quarter. We just failed to chip away at that deficit that we created in the first, that we let happen in the first. We were down 31-22 to the end of the first, down 9. This is going back to that winning the quarter. They won the quarter. We were 20, and the score was 20-20 for the second quarter. So nobody won that second quarter. It was tie ball game. We were right there with them. We matched up perfectly with them, but we still didn't chip away at that deficit that was created in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? So we still going into halftime down 9. All right. So at this point, Giannis has 3 points, man. 3 points. We're playing great. It's just. We had to give up some of those shots that were sacrificed. Went down for them, and it's just if you hold the Giannis down to 3 points at halftime, it's just like you're doing pretty much what you need to do. All right, so we were 7 for 17 from deep at halftime to their 12 for 25. They shot 25 3-pointers in the first half. All right, so let's go into the third quarter, man. Started off extra stagnant. This is where everything began to collapse. We started off extra stagnant. I'm sorry to say, but our starters played like some trash. Some boo. Like, it was just, it was nothing eventful that happened there. Nothing. It was bad. Like, we just fell apart, man. And the crowd started booing. Man. It was just at home. Man. I think they were saying that was the first time all season that we was getting booed at home. Like, not a good look, man. Like, down 24 at a certain point, 24-26. Like, it was just getting really ugly, man. Drew Holiday started hitting shots, man, back-to-back three-pointers at a certain point for him. Giannis was getting more involved. The whole team was getting involved, man. And then, as usual, we're in a hole. The bench fires us up. Every time we got something going on, that energy, we could always count on the energy of the bench. I don't know what it is with the starters, but they do not have the energy that the bench has. I understand we got 2 new starters, but that energy is just, they do not match the energy of the bench. Even if the bench doesn't necessarily put up points, even the times that we're not putting up points on the bench, the energy 9 times out of 10 is there. And they helped us out big time today, man. They bring that fire for us into this game, and then we go down 16 going into the fourth. Fourth quarter, man, the bench continues to do what they're doing, man. Left, like, quickly, Rose, Burks, Toppin, all of them chipping. Like, and Taj is doing the dirty work. All of them chipping away at this lead. It gets to 9. You know what I'm saying? A few minutes later, a play is drawn up for Obi. I'm convinced. For the pop, for the oop. Like, he gets a alley-oop thrown up for him. Like, I'm convinced it was drawn up for him. You know what I'm saying? He was doing some good plays and all that stuff, working hard, and I felt like it went to a time I think they had ball for. As soon as we came in, that play was drawn up. He got the oop. I'm convinced it was drawn up for him. And then later in the quarter, it was another one drawn up for him. He didn't necessarily make that, but he got it and then put it back up. I'm proud of this bench, man. But before I even get to that, man, I'm going to continue with what I had. Rose pulling up jumpers left to right, man. Had one on the right side, knocked down. Came back on the left side, knocked down. Like, I think he had like 3 threes in the fourth quarter alone. Till it's 4 points. All this, RJ's on the bench. Julius Randle is on the bench. Kemba's on the bench. Fournier's on the bench. Mitch is on the bench. Our starters are on the bench. Down floor, there's a play. It's like a pick and roll type thing. Obi slips. He gets the ball, turns around, goes up on Giannis. I personally think he hit the left arm before he actually got the block. But it was called a foul originally for us and after the challenge, it was overturned. John Ball, they got it. Pat Connaughton hits 2 threes. We have a couple baskets. Grayson Allen hits 2 threes. Put the game away. It was pretty much done. So now, here we go again. Once again, somebody has a career high. Not only does the team have a career high 26 3-pointers, but Pat Connaughton has 7 3-point field goals, which is his career high. So they come into the Garden and get these career highs. We've never allowed 26 3-pointers in the game. And then once again, somebody else gets their career high in 3-point field goals. The people who've done that this year against us, Rubio, Miles Turner, Grayson Allen, who's also on the Bucks, and now Pat Connaughton. It's just, it makes no sense. Maybe Anunoby had a bunch of threes. I don't remember. I just know he had 37 points, career high in points. I don't remember if he was necessarily hitting threes or whatnot. But we just, it's really just getting out of hand. The bench did way more than was asked of them. Starters just did not come with it, man. My problem is not just with the starters. My problem now, 12 games in, is with Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker has not gotten into a rhythm for us. Yeah, he had maybe 2 games where he's been something to be proud of. You know, and he missed 1 game. So 3 out of these 12 games, you're excused. The rest of them, it's uneventful. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I need more from Kemba, man. I need more from Kemba, especially when Derrick Rose is just going bananas for us on the bench, man. Like, I don't even need you to score 20. Like, just give me 10 to 12. And get the offense rolling, like get the offense flowing a little smoother than it is right now, as far as the starters go, and that's it. I'm not asking the most from you, because we have the depth clearly. That's all I'm asking. That's it. Like I said, man, 26 threes allowed, most ever for us. 15 and 8. To end the game for Giannis, man, it's only thing I can smile about that for is he's on my fantasy squad. So I mean, that's about it. But like, Knicks starters just didn't, like, they didn't play the end of the third, and they didn't play the whole fourth. Your starters. That's how crazy the bench was going. And now we're 2-4 at home and 5-1 on the road, which was like the opposite of last season, because we were like great at home and then struggling on the road. Now we're great on the road and struggling at home. Not only are we struggling at home, we're getting our asses handed to us in a way at home. Like the scores might not show this, but like the way Rubio comes into town and like just goes bananas. Like, Anunoby comes in there, like, well, I don't know if Anunoby was necessarily an MSG, but whatever. Like, we're getting killed at home. It's just, it's just not a good look, man. But I'm still proud of how the bench played. I love the way this team is playing still. So it's not one of those losses that I'm like, I wanted this one. I wanted this one bad. It's the champs, you know. And to know that you match up with the champs. Granted, Middleton is missing. Both games he was missing. Brook Lopez is missing. So their whole team is not 100%, you know, in form. But I still feel like we match up very, very nicely with this squad, man. And it's just, this isn't one of those losses that makes me completely heated, and it's not in our division. But still, you want to win every game, man, and it's just, it is what it is, though. I think we got another one with them coming real soon again, so that's going to be another trial. Middleton, I think, should be back for that one, so we're going to see how we fare against them. Next one, we got Hornets, I believe. For me, that's like one of the most entertaining teams. That's the team I wanted to see the Knicks play, just entertainment factor-wise. But it should be a real interesting game, and then after that, we got to link up with Miles Turner and them again. So we got to try to get these next 2 and get over this one. All right, and get back on the winning path and start winning at home. We need to protect home court, man. If we could do that, and the way we're playing on the road right now, we could definitely be one of these, top teams, top 4 or 5 teams, if we're protecting home court, because the best teams always protect home court. So if we could just switch it up how we're playing home court and keep this trend on the road, 5-1 is beautiful. We're in good hand, man. We're in good shape. Like, so that's all it is, man. That's it for today's breakdown, man. I hope you really enjoyed the show, man. As usual, I enjoy breaking this down for you guys, man. Hopefully next time we're talking about a win. Tough one today, but besides the starters, I'm definitely proud of the whole squad. If the starters just figure some things out, there's no reason why we can't be winning games like this. And not putting ourselves into holes and things of that nature. We could be playing so much better. We have the potential. You see it. It's just some things have to get worked out. And we're only 12 games in, man. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's a process. But I think by the half mark, a lot of these kinks will be worked out, and then we'll definitely be in good shape, right? So as long as we're healthy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on today's show, man. Returning, man, I would like to say thank you. New, man, please like, comment, subscribe, share with all your peoples, man. I truly appreciate it. Alright? You know how we rocking over here. Love, gratitude, positive attitude, and I'll catch you on the next one.